what is this? What kind of foam cannon is this? Look how different and interesting this is, right? No fine tuning of the soap draw, right, from the bottle. It's all or nothing. It doesn't have a typical tip on it. It does go horizontal, vertical, but there's no adjustment for fan pattern, so I'm really curious to see how that works. It does have an interchangeable orifice in here. See that? So you can change that out. We're going to find out what size that is. And it did come with a standard like plastic draw tube, but I kind of upgraded it to this one already. You know, figured it's not going to change the way that it actually operates, but I wanted to put something in there that was, you know, it's an inexpensive modification. So it is a small, does have a small opening there. I don't know. And we're going to open this nozzle up a little bit to see what kind of filter element is in there. See if they have a 3-piece or a single. I'm assuming a single is in there. And then we're going to try it out. We're going to put 1,000 milliliters of, you know, soap and water, and we're going to try it out and see how it works. This is Talking with Cars. All right, so let's start tearing this thing apart. Let's kind of open up the nozzle and see what's inside of it. I want to do that first before we change anything else. I may go to just like a 3-piece because I know it's just going to provide better foam. So I'm going to go ahead and change that out if I can. Check the orifice in here, change it to a 1.25. That works well with my CARZILLA power washer. And then we're going to put 4 ounces of Jimbo's Super Soaper along with some warm water, and then we're going to see how this thing functions. So let's, first things first, let's take these pins out. That was easy. Right, took the 2 pins out. That's how that works. Right there. Pull it apart. Oh. Interesting. Is that interchangeable? So this came apart like this. So it kind of held this front piece on, and then I pulled it apart. It's got an O-ring right here, right? Yeah, there's an O-ring right here. You can see that up close. Right there. And the filter element is right in here. So let's see if we could pop that out. I'm not sure if we can or not. Oh, no, we can. All right, so I'm going to try to bring this in a little closer so you can see it. So the way this is set up is on this part of the nozzle, it's got this spacer, white spacer, and then this sits in it and sandwiches the filter with the front of the nozzle, right? You can pull that apart. There's the filter element, and then there's the spacer. Okay, so pretty simple. So now let's take out the filter element, screwdriver, and push that out. And it's a single element, right? Single stainless steel element, right? And that's typical for one of these cheaper models. You know, it doesn't have the 3-piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a 3-piece in there. Happen to have one here that I bought aftermarket on Amazon, and I'll give you the link for all this stuff below, including the draw tube and the stainless steel balls, so you can upgrade that. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace that single filter, right, that one right there, with this. You can see how there's a felt piece in between, right? And it's supposed to improve not only the filtration of the water and the soap that goes through here, but it's going to improve on the soap that comes out that's generated. Because if you look at the description of some of these units, they call this the foam maker, right? So let's put that first filter element in there. Hopefully it fits. Yeah. So first one down. All right. And then we have the felt piece, if I can get to it. next. Right, put that in there. Second one. You see how that's flush, so it fits perfectly. All right, now we're going to put the spacer back in. Look at this like close up. Pretty simple, right? Put the spacer in, put this back into place, sandwiched in. And then we're going to put this back onto this entire thing right here. Let's try to snap it into place. There we go. Snapped into place. Now we should be able to put those pins in pretty easily. Kind of push them into place. And it doesn't require a lot of pressure at all. You can do that by hand, actually. And that's it, right? That's 100% set. So now what we want to do is we want to open this up, check the orifice size, right? Because it's unlabeled. And you do that by taking a screwdriver and opening it up counterclockwise, right, to unscrew it. Right, so there it is. And we're going to take our toolkit here and we're going to measure it. Right? So I have some pre-labeled already. So let's assume that it's a 1.1. And no, it's not. A 1.1 won't fit at all. So it's smaller. Let's try a 0.9. All right, 0.9 works. Let's go bigger. 0.036 inches works. 0.037 works. 0.038 works. 0.039. 0.04. Starting to get snug. 0.041. 0.042. 0.043 doesn't work. So it's 0.042 is the closest we get, right? That's like fits perfectly. All right, so let's figure out inches to millimeters. All right, so let's say it's 0.042. It's 1.066 millimeters. So it's just a hair under 1.1, which is interesting to me, right? Because that's going to work better for my pressure washer, because depending on the gallons per minute that you have, the pressure that you have, you're going to want to swap these orifices out so it matches your needs, right? And it should help with the foam, right? And if I feel like I want a little bit more foam out of this, I'll probably have to drop this down back to the 1.06 or 1.1, whichever I choose to do. All right, so I'm going to leave that in here so we don't lose it. Put this back into place. All right, that's got an O-ring, so it doesn't have to be super tight. Let's fill it up and let's start foaming the car and see what it looks like. All right, so I'm real curious to see, now that it's filled up, if this thing leaks at all. So it wasn't that bad. I used a funnel to basically put the soap in here after the water. Let's see if this leaks. Well, a little bit from the front. Yeah, a little bit from the front, but definitely not from up here, not much at least. But there is an air hole here, obviously, so that when you're drawing the water up, airflow goes in and it replaces where the water was, where the soap was. So anywho, let's hook up the power washer. Let's get this thing going and see how it does. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see how this thing works. Hopefully it does okay. foams up, but it's milky. Check it out. It's more on the milky side if you kind of like it that way. Doesn't have that snow foam look. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually drop this down, this orifice down to a much smaller size. I'm going to see if I can go to a 0.89 and see if that makes a difference. All right, so what I have in here is a 0.86 actually. It's the smallest one I have. I don't even remember where I got that orifice from. Let's try it out. It's still on the milky side, definitely. Let me see the PSI. We're at like 2,000 PSI, so don't want to go any higher than that. Anyway, I'm going to switch this over, and I'm going to move it to my other Foamcannon and put this aside because I'm not really pleased with the way this is working. All right. This is my cannon. All right, I got blue ones coming, not the pink, but anyway. So let's see how this does. Same exact mixture. Woo. Smooth and foamy, right? And that's a little over 1,000 PSI. There's no comparison, no way. All right, so let's put some conclusions to what I just worked on. So this Foamcannon, believe there's units like this that are similar on Amazon. I'll try to find them and put the links down below. But for this one in particular, if you're looking for that shaving cream type foam, you're not going to get it from here. The PSI is far too high, and it really doesn't matter which orifice you put in here. It's not going to make that much of a difference, if any. I mean, I dropped it to a 0.86, which is far below what most foam cannons, your atypical foam cannons would require. Either a 1.1, 1.25, 1.35, maybe a 1.45 if you're talking an active 2.3. But this one, even at a 0.86, it comes out a little bit more like thin, right? So it's almost like the same type of foam that you get when you're in Europe. That's the kind of foam that they get. And they're happy with that. It's kind of a milky foam. And most detailers, a lot of detailers like that because it really hits the surface. It's very dense. It drips off the panel really nice. And I could see why some detailers like that rather than the shaving cream type. But the shaving cream type for your DIY, your weekend warrior, is very fun. So a lot of people tend to kind of like go towards that. But if you like that type of foam, if you like the ability to be able to kind of just put your soap in here and just go to town and not worry about adjustments or anything like that, let me know. If you're interested in this, I'll send this out to you. All right, so if you're interested, let me know. I'll send this out as a gift. I'll randomly pick someone from the list down below in the comment section, but comment down below. Tell me what your favorite foam cannon is, why, what type of foam you like, if it's a milky type foam or a shaving cream type foam. And if you're interested in this, let me know. and all you have to do is pay for shipping in the United States. All right, so that's all I got. Those are my conclusions for this SPS Foamcannon. Talk to you on the next one. Like, subscribe, see you later. Peace.